can't because he.
I mean, I don't think we
If you'd
can.
like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if you'd like to take roll call, Donna?
Dunbar.
Present.
Harper. Here. Mazer.
Here.
Sofa.
Here.
Weaver absent. Wavram absent. Zimmer.
Here.
Make a motion to excuse the absences.
Support.
Can you speak up?
Yes.
Just
I make a motion to
that didn't
excuse
even
the
register.
absences.
Support.
thank you.
Harper.
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
Sofa.
Yes.
Weaver absent. Wavram absent. Zimmer.
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
Would anybody like to remove items for the consent agenda or adopt it?
I move to adopt the consent agenda.
Support.
Do we need a roll call or
You do all in favor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We have the adoption of the agenda. Is there any changes? or-
I move to adopt the agenda if there's no amendments.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes from January 6th, 2026. If everybody's had a chance to look at it, and everybody's good with it?
I motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 6, 2026 as presented.
I'll
Support. I'm trying to be loud.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next we have reports from the mayor, and she is unavailable today. I don't have anything, so we'll move on to reports from the city council and committee members.
Councilman Weaver wanted me to give a brief presentation just about the DPW met at the end of last month. We discussed various things, including the Mill Street Bridge, wanting to accomplish Boardman all in one go, not just the proposed phase 3, but do it all at one time. The biggest issue we ran into was funding, which we were under the impression that either another group of people should be assembled to specifically seek out grants. It was mentioned that Madam Mayor was interested in doing that. We don't necessarily have to create a new group. We could just have the finance committee, who's already designated to look at finances, handle that. But that was probably one of the biggest takeaways from that meeting, was how do we accomplish the projects that we would like to and see that they're fully funded. And then obviously he has a few more pages in your packet, which you can feel free to read.
So, is that it?
Yep.
Okay. I have just a quick update from the police committee. We met to discuss the renewal of the millage to put it on the ballot. I believe, Larry, that'll be ready for the next meeting to
Correct.
to vote on a resolution.
Get ready for the next meeting, and because we've got time, I had done a check, and so if you do it then, we'll have time to put it on the November ballot.
Okay. So just look forward to that next month.
I have some stuff. I feel like I always have some stuff though. So as everyone can tell, we're in the Lions Hall and not the new City Hall. There are some issues that we are encountering that are not from our own doing. We are having some trouble with some vendors and other things that are creating a lot of complications for us. But DPW got bombarded. There was a pipe break, so they haven't been able to help out as much with some things. So we got behind, and that's why we're here. However, we reached out to some contacts that we have, and all of that is being taken care of now. So I know I said February, it's probably gonna be March is what I'm thinking, fingers crossed, as long as no other pipes burst or snowstorms or fights with Comcast or arguments with our servers or anything like that. So I do have a list of people I want to make sure to shout out and thank. With the move over, I know we're in there, but we're not conducting the meeting in there. First and foremost, Doors. They helped with a new garage door opener to the city, for the city, and didn't charge us for it, which was really awesome.
Yeah.
Where's he at, Donna?
Yes, board member.
Oh, he's on board.
He's local.
Is that, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he in the
Yeah,
old
yeah.
post
The old
office?
post
Yeah,
office?
the old post office.
Yep, he's local. Solutions Renovation has been our primary contractor, outside contractor. He's done a lot of extra work at no charge to us, including work in the bathroom, additional lighting, and he's always available whenever Donna or I call him, so he's been fantastic. I also think he's gonna be doing the lights in the library if he hasn't already started.
Oh, they're done?
They're done? Yeah, see, he's awesome. Bobby Jansen's for getting boxes for the move. And then Howard Dunsmore for the use of his trailer when we would pick up like supplies and Home Depot orders and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure to give those guys a shout out specifically. I think that's all I got.
Okay, Don?
Can I ask if the mailbox is missing off from the old building, has it been put on the new building?
Yes.
The drop box? Okay, that was a question somebody had. And do we need to address this from you, Rob?
It's on the agenda.
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
okay.
Okay, reports from administration. Don?
I have nothing.
Chief Pratt?
Larry and I have been working on the new budget for the coming year. We're working on it at this time of the year because the township fiscal year ends at the end of March rather than June like the city. So we want to get it out to them before their year ends. See if they approve it, hopefully. I'm doing a 2-year contract with them, hopefully. Let's just hope it goes well.
Are you guys negotiating that right now?
They haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, so that's what you guys are doing, you're putting the contract together?
It'll come on the next March on the agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For the council.
yep,
I need council to approve the budget before I can present them with the contract.
yep. Good luck.
Arnett, we're still trying to plan out what we want to do with our newfound area at the building, so that's about it. Oh, one more thing. My daytime help, Jesse, who works 3 days a week for me, is leaving us in a couple weeks. He got a full-time job with Fort Gratiot Fire Department, so I am searching for new people to work. That's all.
Thank you. Larry?
Yes, you got a memo on the update on the grant. And I did talk to Gary, and I also talked to a conference call with Matt. And there's three on the memo. It states 3 there. Well, the rank has already submitted a state submitted it for ranking, and we will 59,000. So that'll be paid out shortly. And the Peerless has got about 6,000, and they're checking on that and trying to get that resolved. Fish Vanderbilt, the engineer, they got about 10,000, so we'll try to get those. But the only one that we won't be paying until a little bit more work is done is the Michigan pipe, and that is on the meters. They're still probably, I'm not sure if Mark's on here, but I think somewhere around 20 or 25 are not installed yet. And I think it'll end up, Mark will probably have to install it, and there'll have to be some adjustment in the charge. I just don't, there's one other thing, but when we reach it on the CD, then I'll address that issue later.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Mrs. Parker?
Yep.
Parker Brooks.
Parks and Rec. We have a lunch here on February 13th for seniors. The daddy-daughter dance will also be here on February 21st. I've been booking music for Music in the Park for this summer. I've had a lot of interest. We just don't have the funds to invite everybody that would like to play. So I'm just tossing this idea out. What about utilizing that corner in town with the pavilion in front of the library and having like concerts on the corner or something every Friday, having bands, they can sign up for a 2-hour window and they can just perform. They won't be paid, but it's an opportunity to have live music and to show their stuff.
Like an open mic?
Sounds
Open
good.
mic.
You don't gotta pay them. I mean, if they're up and coming, they want people to hear them, they want to
Right.
practice performing, I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Because I'd like to say yes to everybody, but I can't. But this is an opportunity for people that want to try.
We just need somebody willing to take it on, to,
Well, what would be to take on, really?
So the only thing it would have to be, I would set it up, they would just have to sign up if it's okay at the
Yeah, who
city
can sign?
office.
Okay.
I'd have a sheet and they could go in and sign up.
And then make sure the power's on, right?
Yeah.
There's power to that pavilion, right?
Right, I think there's only one outlet, right?
I think there is, you're talking Millennium Park, right?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, yeah.
So, my only question would be, the reason that they moved, okay, so the reason I think, or I heard that they moved from Bell River Park was the noise.
Oh,
Partially, it was that, and then just the unpredictability of the weather. You know, we wanted the option to have the pavilion in case we were there.
Okay.
So that was-
Because the street's just a lot closer to Millennium Park's pavilion than it is to Bell River Park's pavilion, so
right.
it could be an issue that you might find after your first go-round, but I would say it's worth a shot.
Right, I'm still doing the music
This
here.
one here, yeah.
On
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
this is just the overflow that
Yeah,
doesn't get to play here, can
right,
volunteer to play there.
right.
Try it out.
Try it out.
Yeah, why not?
Go back down to the river.
Right.
Or back down to the river, which, I mean, it's kind of the same, but
think
I
you'll
don't
get
know
more-
for sure, do you get the same truck traffic on Friday as you do on a Wednesday afternoon? You know?
Well, the noise might be less down by the river.
Could be.
right Here.
But I think that
It would've-
she's looking for exposure.
Are you looking Friday evening?
You'll see it more.
That's what I was thinking, like, you're
Yeah.
probably not gonna get a ton of stuff on, like, truck traffic on
It's
Friday
a little,
evening.
maybe a little
Yeah.
less, I don't know. You know.
Like 6 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 6 to 8.
Yeah, you'll still have your diesel trucks that have
Yes.
to.
I don't think
run
it'd be
through town.
Just like-
horrible.
But you won't have the big semis bothering you.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I ask a
Do we need
question?
to-
Will that interfere with the bar when they play outside in the summer? Bands outside, I don't know what time they start.
Don't they usually play on?
you're on
If you
Friday.
battle it.
I don't know what time
They don't
they
start
start.
early on Friday, I don't think.
It's
On
8 o'clock they
Sundays
start,
they
so it'd be
start.
about when that's ending.
Oh,
Don't they have karaoke on Friday and then bars on
Yeah,
Saturday? or
it's
no,
inside
that's
anyway.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can try.
Maybe you
It
could
doesn't
go
work
from the
anymore.
music at Millennium Park over to
Should we
that.
vote on that?
We probably need to vote to approve it, right?
Okay, someone wants to make a motion.
I'll move to give out, to try out doing, music in Millennial Park.
Support?
All in favor? Say
Aye.
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 Okay, and the last thing, in October, I had presented play structure, and I think it was agreed upon. I just wanted to see if I could go ahead and order it now. It was a climbing structure for the Bell River area. Or,
You can order it.
I can order, okay, I didn't know if I had
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I think, didn't we approve it back then?
Yeah,
think
and
we
now
approved
I sent all the stuff in,
Yeah.
so,
So we're good, okay.
yeah, they'll send us a check, but either way, we'll get it this year.
Terrific,
So.
okay, thank you, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Becky.
All right, thank you. I don't know when this non-agenda items in the sidelines, it's not on the agenda, I just noticed.
Oh, should have
I
been.
didn't even
I'll
see
let them go
that.
now.
So,
Sorry.
if Jim Fields, if you'd like to take the stand.
It's usually right now anyhow.
Jim Fields, 80263 Bell River. We had sent a couple communications to the city from the homeowners association, looking for some responses on some questions. A few months ago, there were some motions and approved actions to be taken, follow-up. I know it's hard to say the statewide word sitting at the council, but I can say it out here. A letter to statewide about the 12-inch pipe. Also discussions about the final construction reviews. I mean, these are all issues that are, since we have the homeowners association turned over, I mean, these are issues and questions that we really need to know to move forward with things that are in our lap now that we are handed. Unfortunately, we were handed some things that were kind of messy, and we're looking to the city to help us not make it so messy for us, which in turn will make it not really messy for the city. I really can't stress that enough. The intention is not to make it messy for the city. As an observationalist, it seems that some transparency is going away. I mean, there was just a common thing that we've discussed in our meetings as a group of citizens. And when we go back and we look at 6, 7, 8 months ago compared to where we are now, with how information is being presented on the website or used or communicated, how the calendar's being updated, you know, committee meetings, even tonight's meeting not being posted properly where it was, you know, for the rest of the public, which when people have to text me to find out where the meeting is because they go where the meeting says it is on the city's website, and they're texting me, a citizen, to find out, you know, that's a problem. And that's like the second or third time that's happened where people are reaching out to me. I'm just John Q. Public here, guys. You know, I'm pretty active on things because I have to be active on things. But, you know, that should be on John Q. Public's. I did see Robbie posted something on social media. Thank you, Robbie, for doing that. But, you know, come on. I mean, you know, if the transparency is going to go down, there's a lot of things that go down, and that just questions the accountability and what we see as taxpayers. And, you know, that stuff's just going to keep coming back. I mean, it's better to not have these little dogs like me barking about that kind of stuff where we can look at meat and potato issues that we need to address as a city and a tax base. So please try to, you know, I know there's a circling of the wagons mentality that happens because people are in uncomfortable situations and we talk about things that not everybody likes. I don't like it either. But it doesn't make it go away. Okay? Thanks.
Could I say something? So in response to 2 of the 3 things you said, right? So you said something about a letter to statewide, right? So I can confirm that was sent. We did send that, correct?
End of December.
End of December, that was sent. In regards to the final inspection, you would have to talk to Steve Weaver. He's the chair of the DPW committee. He is supposed to be working with Mel, our building inspector, and Bart, the DPW supervisor. So I would recommend asking Steve about that. He is supposed to be leading that charge.
That's what we want to hear. Perfect, thank you.
Can they be invited to your statewide meetings?
Who's that? The DPW,
the that you
absolutely.
just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great if.
Mel's in
if
Florida,
somebody
so
wanted
he'd have to
I mean,
Zoom or call in.
Ken or
But
Tim, or if you
I'm happy to come to any meeting.
If you wanted to see what we're talking about and some of the issues that, you know, that we're trying to deal with, I mean,
I think
we'd be
that's
more
Yeah.
than happy to do that. I mean, you do have, it's 15 taxpayers, and we're,
Just let me know when you'd like to meet.
thank you.
Happy to do that.
So 2 of the 3 are on top of or being handled by not the full council, the chair of the DPW committee.
Thanks, Sam.
So
Thanks for responding to that. Next up, we have our consent agenda,
it's already done.
and we have to approve it though, don't we?
We really need to
already
amend
passed
C.
that,
When you get to J,
Okay.
by not removing anything from it, it's approved. So, yeah, we can approve that.
So we're down to Mr. Mohammed Smitty. Welcome, he wants to talk, he's the district director for Congresswoman Lisa McLean.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. District Director for Congresswoman McLean. My dad owns a pharmacy in downtown too, if you recognize the last name. You know, I grew up here, so we didn't live here, but I practically did. But in my new position, we represent the 9th District, which includes 7 counties, that being, northern Macomb, northern Oakland, all the way up to Port Austin, Huron County. And I have the unique position of administering what's called community project funding, which is every member of Congress gets to select 15 projects from across their districts. Those can be infrastructure projects, they can be public safety facilities, they can be water and sewer infrastructure projects, road projects, that sort of thing. And we basically bring federal investment into the community. So there's members of Congress that, turn down those 15 projects, but the money's gonna go somewhere, so might as well bring it back home. So we officially finished all 15 of our projects for fiscal year 26. After the government was reopened today, we had about a 3-day shutdown, partial shutdown. Hopefully nobody felt it. But regardless, we got 15 of our projects. The nearest one to here would probably be Armada Township got $2.25 million from the USDA budget for a new fire station. So that was something that was really cool, and it's something that, obviously, again, it brings the investment back home. So we were, that was one project. We had a number of, water and sewer infrastructure projects that we championed as well. 12 of our 15 were water and sewer projects. So I sent an email to the mayor. I'm happy to forward it on to, the city admin as well. But our application opened for fiscal year 27 projects on Monday. We typically allow for 2 months is the application period. So the applications will be due on April 3rd at 5 p.m. It's a Google form, so it's not like you have to, if you're dealing with federal grants, it's a nightmare to, I don't have to explain that to anyone. But it's just a simple Google form, and you can fill it out. Obviously, there's a number of questions on it, but I have listed in that email as well all of the scope of the projects that we look at typically. We only get 15, so we tend to encourage the prettiest projects, and by prettiest I mean shovel-ready projects. They can be, again, I have the list of the scope of the projects that could be selected. So I just wanted to come to this meeting tonight to, personally extend that opportunity for, the city. And if anyone has any questions as we go through the application, as we figure out the, kind of what are the projects that we've selected in the past, I have a link to that, so you can kind of see, okay, this is the price range that they've been typically funded in the past. These are projects that have been selected. So I just wanted to come and extend that opportunity. And also, I come bearing gifts, not a, it's not like gold or anything, but it's even better, it's our flag. But in congratulating the city on your new city hall, it's exciting. On the 16th, I see is the new city hall open house, but I want to present it at the city council meeting. I have a flag. It just arrived today, flown over the U.S. Capitol building for the city. So I just wanted to, and it comes with a little certificate, but I just wanted to offer this for the new city hall, and wish you all continued success for the city, and continue to see it prosper. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
All right, Mohammed, on your way out of town today, you're taking 32-mile run home.
Take Boardman.
Take Boardman home, check it out, see what we're talking about.
Make sure you drive super fast.
The challenge that I'll explain it a little bit, and I mean, Larry could go into a ton of detail, but our problem is the funding and the gap in the grants that we're able to get are like 4 years apart or more. We're on phase 3. If we wait for phase 4 to be like 8 years away, it'll be worse than almost any dirt road you've got. It's already horrible. So if you get a chance, and I mean, go that way, make a right on North Avenue and get back to 32.
Right.
Check it out. It's I mean, if you grew up or
Make a left on North Avenue.
North Avenue, yeah. You're from out here. But Yeah, take that trip, because it's pretty rough, so, and if we're waiting that long, I imagine everybody here, when he was talking about that stuff, what was the first thing you were thinking, was this could
Boardman.
probably help us with Boardman, because we're thinking of anything we can. We got grants that we're looking at doing,
Right.
loans, bonds, and, you know, anything, because something's gotta be done. It's a public safety issue, really.
Sure, and I'm happy to discuss, you know, anything to bring in the investment. You know, I obviously it's, you know, I'm in a tough spot because, you know, we only get 15 projects, but, you know, I do intend for them to be expended in terms of geographically. We want to make sure every county in our district gets the same amount, that, you know, we're having the largest community impact when doing so as well. I'm happy to obviously go and check it out
Yeah, check
too.
it out, because as a main thoroughfare, that is where our school's at, school buses, it's kids crossing the street there, walking
Right.
down the street there. It's more than just because it's a bad road, it's just because of what's on that road is
Mhm.
important. So.
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Sure.
What's the applications are due April 3rd.
Mhm.
What's the turnaround for approvals and then
Yeah, so-
project starting and funding and all that stuff?
Sure. So typically, we allow for the month of April for us to sift through all of the projects.
Yep.
Then, you know, the Congresswoman ultimately will, you know, try to pick, you know, the projects that obviously, again, it's not the most community need, but that's the tough part that we're in. Regardless, we typically make our submissions to the Appropriations Committee in the House in May is when we typically do that. And usually by early June is when we get a gauge of how much the Appropriations Committee is going to fund. So typically, if a community submits for $5 million for a project, let's say, the Appropriations Committee might only fund $3 million of it. We will have that information pretty early on in the process. Because again, we were talking about when the fiscal year ends for, obviously for Congress, it's September 30th is when the fiscal year ends for us. So typically we like to pass all bills by September 30th. So typically in a perfect world, through July is when we like to pass all the bills. In September, we obviously didn't have that. We had a 45-day shutdown this year, but we did get all of our projects approved this year. So typically, every community will be notified whether they were selected or not. So then we will submit to the Appropriations Committee. You'll be notified you were selected. May is when we submit them to the Appropriations Committee, and then June is typically when we'll notify the communities, hey, we've been made aware that, your project has been, we'd kind of be a little bit, quiet about it because the funding could change. We don't want to be, saying something that's untrue, because in some instances, we'll submit a project for $12 million. I'm just throwing a ballpark, or $5 million, and the Appropriations Committee might give you more, $8 million, which is what we've seen in the past. So that we'll typically have a gauge on in June, and in a perfect world, before August is when funding bills are passed, but we've seen them go into September, sometimes October, and then in January is when we got 12 of our projects passed this year for fiscal year 26. So It just depends.
Gotcha.
Is it similar to like, do they have to check certain boxes like a grant would? Like as far as buzzwords, keywords in your grant writing. So obviously ours fits into it because we do water work. So it's water, it's infrastructure on a road, it's education and public safety because the school's right there too. So not asking you if that would give us better chances, but
yeah, we look for community impact, and that's the beauty of, we're not like we're going through the typical process like reaching out directly to an agency to get these funds. You're going to a congressional office and the member of Congress is telling the agency, you will provide this money for this project. It's not an if or what. Obviously, we do have a couple of requirements, that being the Davis-Bacon prevailing wage requirement for the project, the Build America, Buy America, that stuff's all in that email that I'll send you. And typically they require, we just have a good rule of thumb, a 20 to 25% matching fund requirement for the project. That can be money that's already been spent on the project too. So if there's already been plans that have been drawn up, let's say, that can count towards it. If there's land that's been purchased for that project, that also could count as well.
I got some questions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to butt it in here, I'm sorry. Anyway, what's the total funds that you have available for distribution?
For all 15 projects, there's no specific dollar amount.
Oh, okay. Okay, then, engineering, you say shovel ready.
Yeah.
That means if we submit a project, we have to have the engineering already done?
If that's what would require, when I mean shovel ready is once you get, let's say your project has been submitted, you get the funds, you're ready to start the project right away. So whatever that means for that particular project in general is typically what we look for.
Well, the shovel ready to me means you've got the engineering, everything all done. But does that, if we submit this, it has to be submitted within a month of April 3rd. So do we have to have that engineering on that so that theoretically it is shovel ready before we submit? We're talking about phase 4 on Boardman Road, as they already mentioned.
Sure.
That's one of the very important issues. Now, phase 3 is scheduled right now for 2027. Now, this project, what we're submitted now, is that for the year 2027?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm back then to the engineering. Do we have to have it shovel ready and have the engineering already done when we submit this? Or do we have to have an estimated what the cost would be?
I would
Or
suggest.
can the monies help with the engineering cost?
You can do that, but again, when we're looking at the project, and it puts me in a tougher spot because I get it, you don't want to spend money on an engineer, to have engineering plans drawn up if you don't get the money.
Project.
Yeah.
So, but then I also, we're not gonna pick a project that, we need 15 years to wait for it,
Right.
and I'm being dramatic, obviously, but,
That would be months.
Would those count towards the?
the 20 to 20,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
mean, if it's something we're gonna do anyways.
Yeah,
it
so
would
if we're
count it
gonna
towards
pay to
that.
engineer it eventually,
Yeah,
and that cost
I mean,
to
that's a
pay to
simple
engineer
fix.
would be part of our 20%
Yeah.
down too.
Yep.
The
I mean,
other,
that's-
the other thing I do want to mention though, because of how the drainage is, we do have to do phase 3, either first or in conjunction with, okay?
It's gotta work that way.
yeah,
Yeah,
but we can submit that in the application, we don't need to.
yeah, okay. How do we obtain the application? Would that be sent to
Google
the
form.
office?
Yeah, I can email, I've emailed it to the mayor, and I'll make sure to forward it on to the city admin as well.
Okay, all right.
And I'll have my cards I'll hand out to you after the meeting, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know throughout the process. Thank you for having me tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it, thank you.
Okay, that's all I want to know, so.
Thank you.
All right, on to unfinished business. We have the advisory committee. We need to publicly.
Yeah. So we had some, like I talked about, we had some unexpected issues at the new city hall where we did unfortunately have to increase our budget. We asked that via an email vote so we could keep the project going, if we were okay with increasing by no more than 10,000. It was voted on, we just need to take another vote for that. So do you need a formal motion?
Yes, we can.
So I'll make the motion to formally approve the increase in the new city hall budget, $10,000.
Support.
Prior to voting on this, can I just say that we,
Discussion.
yes, we really do need to not do email votes. I mean, I understand there are situations in which we have, we needed to spend the $10,000, and I don't necessarily have problems with the increase in the expenditure was, unanticipated. But I do think it would be appropriate to call special meetings in that instance. Just that way, we can have discussion about it. The public can hear what we have to say about it. And when you think back on the December, when we did the sign as well, they heard, oh, we're spending $28,000, not realizing that we had budgeted $30,000 for that, right? So we were coming in under budget on that $28,000, but having no discussion about it formally in public, there's just.
Well, we did have discussion at the meeting previous to that. The sign? You're talking about
I
the
was
sign?
absent for the
Yeah.
prior,
I
but
mean, we did have discussion about that, pretty extensive about the meeting before that.
yeah.
So
I
that was
just-
not, that was actually, and it was voted on because Donna went to get additional information and confirmation for another council member.
Okay,
So that's why it was done that way.
I gotcha. I still think we should just call a special meeting.
Just to
in that
avoid
instance.
That's-
open meetings issues.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
totally fine.
Tim, how much was that, how much did you say?
10.
10?
10,
Do we have an allocation of that yet, or is it still?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
I have no other.
Okay. We can do what, well,
I
all
think
in
roll
favor?
call. Roll call.
You want roll call?
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver absent, Wayrum absent.
Okay. Next up is a report. Since October, we've been talking about the library floor being damaged. You've all seen the letter. It is as a library liaison, it's my recommendation, after looking at the damage that was done to the community center floor last October, to allow Ms. Maloney to repair the scrapes on the steps and possibly the stage. She's waived any charge. There's a long indentation along the main floor that can be repaired for $4,000 quote. Professionally, that involves emptying the main floor again, emptying all of it. I suggest not to spend $4,000 on the floor at this time. It's just my opinion. The floors are gonna probably be done in another 10 or 20 years, I think.
So we need to make the motion
If
first and then
anybody's gone
open
and
it for
looked at it,
discussion.
yes,
Oh,
I
check
would
it
like
out.
to open it for discussion.
I got this one.
I checked it out.
So I'll make the motion to allow Sherry to repair the scrapes on the steps and possibly the stage community center floors as recommended by the library liaison.
I'll support.
Okay,
I got it.
Okay, now we can open up for
I
discussion.
got a comment though. Liability, Sherry is great, she probably do a great job at it, but there's no liability, she's not a company, she's not a contractor. What if something goes wrong?
what would go wrong?
I don't know.
I mean, I can tell you just from working in City Hall, unless there's like structural
Did you look-
changes
Did you look
or,
at it, Jason?
Yeah, I checked it out, it's pretty much.
I mean, we
It
could,
really is, it's nothing.
I mean, I could probably do it.
And I'm not even really talking about this situation, I'm just talking about,
so one of the things I've
What do you
learned
think, you know?
from working with Mel on the new City Hall and working with the other city inspectors is unless there is like a fixture change, whether that be anything from changing a sink to changing a faucet to changing a light fixture, unless there is a structural change that would fall under building maintenance, you do not have to have it inspected and you do not have to have a permit.
yeah, it's just
So,
floor, I understand.
That's,
yeah.
I can tell you that because I've talked to Mel a lot, I've talked to the electrical, so
Cool.
I think we'd be okay liability-wise, only because of my recent experience.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
the library okay with the solution?
Well, I'll say one thing,
Do they have
the
to?
library and the
They're
community
very
center are
upset.
separate.
Okay.
Yeah,
When it was chartered, when they bought the building, it was, the library was the library, the community center was the community center. They're not the same thing, the library doesn't control the community center even though they're in the same building.
Okay.
So, that's the way it was
So it's one
put
of the
together
work.
when it was first put together,
The
yeah.
city building.
You remember that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so. It's not really up to the library, it's up to the community, it's the community center, so it's up to us, not the library. Even though they both use it, but
everyone good?
Yep.
Let's vote.
Do you want a roll call or?
We'll do roll call. Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa,
yes.
Weaver absent, Wayrum absent, Zimmer.
Yes. So you'll let her know, you'll follow up?
With Sherry?
Yes, okay.
Yes, so that they don't interrupt any functions that are going up in there. And I'd like to give this to, because the committees at the community center did do a lot of work. And, they're sad, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a bad situation.
We'll be okay.
Okay, moving on. DPW committee with the recommendations for the road and culvert repair funding.
So I have a quick question. Is this something that we're voting on?
No.
So what is this? Shouldn't this have been up into reports from committee members, reports from committees?
That's what I think it
This-
says from
I mean,
Steve.
if we're not voting on something, what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
So move along.
So, hold on.
You wanna make an announcement? I mean, it's in here.
No.
I want to make a comment.
So I will tell you, I do not think this should be a line item.
It should.
We're not making any recommendations about this specifically.
You haven't
We're
voted on
not requesting anything for this specifically. I don't think it should be a line
Well,
item.
it's on Boardman Road, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, but that's
That's a
financing,
different thing.
that's not,
Yeah,
but we're
well,
not asking the city for anything.
Right.
No, on the one, what you're talking about, correct. But Boardman Road engineering, we discussed, that was discussed at your meeting.
Right.
Right? The project, of course, the whole project was approved back in 24.
Sure.
Okay. However, we have an engineering contract that we need to address, and that is, I think it's in your file, or in your.
But that's
agenda.
not on here.
Well,
When does the contract expire?
well, in order for him to proceed, I think you should, and he's got to proceed quickly because there's many more things that's got to be handled now. And so this has to be, start being engineering now.
So-
So that,
So
all I'm
where-
saying is, and we have the amounts here for design and also construction. So if you don't want to approve it, you have to give him the okay. And if you approve this, of course, you're giving him the okay.
So what, hold on. And Ken, you can correct me if I'm wrong about this because you were there too. I didn't know that we had to vote to approve on the engineering contract
Well,
at this meeting.
We have a contract that has to be signed.
We already have that contract.
Yeah, I thought we already had.
Do we
it.
have to vote on this letter of authorization? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's all we should.
This is what he's talking about. This, we need to vote on this.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we already did that. Didn't we do that?
Well, you approved the contract, you approved it to proceed with the phase 3 of Boardman Road.
Correct.
Back in '24. And on that, there was an estimated engineering cost. But that cost, and don't hold me to the exact figure, but it seems to me it was around 148 or 150,000. This here is the total cost for both construction, design and construction is 230,000.
So you want,
It's up to you,
It would
you're
be
the
more
council, I'm
helpful
not.
if Steve was here.
But I do want, I think you definitely want BMJ to proceed immediately on that. He wanted to proceed prior to this, but we told him that it would be on the and I'm sorry it's not on the agenda, but it was
Well, because it gets thrown into all this other DPW stuff and it's not lined out
We did talk
right.
about it.
Yeah,
We talked.
I know we talked about it, but this is Mill Street and the culverts and stuff like that. This
Well,
isn't that
we
letter
had-
and authorization.
This was also, I think, on the contract of this year.
It is, but
There
it's
was-
not on the
There was
agenda.
two things talked about. There was with a renewal of his contract, but that's not on the agenda. And of course, I thought when Steve, in his minutes, and then he had extensive minutes on that, well, as long as, if you'll give Bart the authorization that Phil can proceed,
From BMJ.
that's all I care about.
Okay, so we're not renewing BMJ's contract.
Well, not, because it's not
Not
on the
yet,
agenda.
just for this
it's not on the
project.
Just
agenda.
for this project.
You, as a committee, you okayed to renew the contract.
Right, but it
See, it's
has-
not on the agenda.
it hasn't been presented.
Yeah, so
Right.
we'll have to postpone that, but all I'm suggesting, I can only recommend.
Right.
But I think, recommend that Bart proceed and notify Phil, BMJ, to proceed with the design, because there's a lot more things he's got to contend with it, and so he has to, we can't wait, that's all.
Okay,
Okay?
so how do we do that without amending the agenda? Because they're not the same item.
I mean, DPW committee recommendations is on the agenda, and it is for roads.
I
but-
guess, yeah, that's fair.
So it is on the agenda. If somebody got this packet and read through it, there's plenty there, but this was part of all those meetings and part of Steve's recommendation that this goes in on this light item, because it is for roads and the culvert repairs, so it's two separate things. Because his notes are split up between Boardman Road and Mill Street.
Right.
But they both ended up on one line item here.
I would say with item 3, I think the intent was also to decide whether or not we were forming a grant committee or if we just wanted to establish a firm date for the finance committee to review all of this. I mean, I definitely think the finance committee needs to look over this regardless of whether or not we form a
But tonight,
grant
just to
committee.
Well,
get some things moving on this, we could do this.
Right.
There's not much the finance committee would do for that. He did give us that letter, I do
Yeah.
remember that, but I guess our takeaways were different than what, yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm just, as Larry put it, if it's okay, I would move that we allow Bart to work with BMJ, limited to the Boardman Road Phase 3 project. Is that what you're looking for,
Yeah,
Larry?
yeah.
Just so that they can keep things moving there.
Proceed.
Yeah.
And he wanted to proceed before, and I said, well, no, you know.
That's fine.
Okay. that's-
The scope of this is from M19 to Bell River.
Yep.
If we're interested in trying to do phase 4,
That's phase 3.
Yeah, but Phase 3, we can maybe,
That's,
mean, if
I
we
mean,
have- if we have 2
we can allow
months-
him to discuss it. That's all we're actually giving him. We're not telling him he can spend the money on the engineering. So we're basically, I think we definitely need more discussion on that. So.
what's that, Larry?
Authorizing him to proceed, that's all we want.
so we're approving the expenditure though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one,
Yeah.
but
Right.
not for Phase 4.
Right, my point was some contemplation should be given if we want to accomplish phase 4 at the same time as phase 3.
Yeah, we don't
I
have
think
the
that's,
figures yet.
that's something you can't decide tonight,
Right.
because you gotta submit an application, and, the application, from what we're told, it would be for 27. And
Well,
this is
I think but you're mixing the two things up, that's
No,
not.
there's no, yeah, I don't think you have to even consider the phase 4, because you don't even have anything going on that.
We have nothing to.
I wanna consider phase 4 though.
No, I
Like,
know.
that's
Yeah,
what
but we can
like,
do it
I know.
outside. It's not gonna happen tonight,
I'm
you
referring to
know?
this phase 3.
This specific thing, yeah.
Specific, yeah.
I would
No,
like
I
to get this
understand.
specific thing basically taken care of.
I mean, that's a $230,000 bill that we're just,
No, it's just to.
no, it's paying the bill.
Oh, we're not.
We're authorizing him
Is that
to
what
move
you're saying?
forward, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I thought you were saying to move forward.
Design and
Discussion.
construction and engineering.
Okay.
Well,
We're,
if-
we're
Well,
authorizing
thank you.
that bill.
Okay, how you gonna?
And if he's gonna have somebody come out here and shoot all of the right-of-ways, do all of the engineering, I mean, if we can
I
get it
thought they've
done.
already engineered that.
Pardon?
I thought they've already done that on
Not
Phase
phase
3.
3, they haven't.
Not on
No.
Oh, I thought you said they already did.
No, I'll put it this way, there's some elevation done, because they had to do that for the drainage, because they had to come from the east to west. So
Oh.
some of that's done, but that's just minor, that's not, so.
I see what you're saying.
So why the push to do this today?
So you can get that.
He wants, he has.
I mean,
he
it
wants-
would be more beneficial to us if we waited to get that, to be honest with you, because then we could include that as part of our funding.
So
We've
Ken
got,
can get it.
Right.
this is the St. Clair County Road Commission.
Sure.
Okay, there's a grant of $495,000
I-
that we're getting.
No, I
And we're
understand.
gonna come up with $495 on the construction.
And then
Okay.
230, whatever,
And-
for
and
engineering
when-
and design.
When it was initially put in, they said the engineering could be done in 27 and the construction in 28. They've changed that. The engineering and construction
230.
all has to be done in 27. So that's why he's gotta start that engineering now, because there are all the procedures with this, with the state, MDOT, and so on. There's a lot of things you gotta go through. Now, if you don't wanna do it tonight, set a special meeting, but don't wait till March, the next meeting in March.
Because it's gotta get moving, even if we
Set a
do
special
decide to do
meeting
Phase 4.
within-
Yeah.
Within days.
I just, so I think what Councilmember Dunbar is saying, sorry, is if we're already paying this money for them to engineer and design phase 3, how much more would it be for them to engineer and design at the same time
Well-
phase 4? Wouldn't it, it would save us money.
Well, it would, that's something you can do. You can ask them, or see if.
I think that's what
if you
he's,
want to-
I think that's what you're
But
trying to
what
say,
you're
right?
doing-
That is what I'm trying to
Can
say.
you find out that figure and then we can have a special meeting?
Can we get that number?
Spending
And
that money with no guarantee that you're gonna get that grant.
No, but the engineering
have
will be
to know
done
how
for
much-
phase 4, at least it'll be done, the
Yeah,
engineering
that's
won't
true.
change.
That's true.
can we find out how much that would cost for them to,
Yes, we can.
and then set a special meeting for
We
it?
can. If
That
that's what
sounds
you
good,
guys
then maybe
want.
we can get it all funded and all the
Yeah,
engineering
That makes
done.
perfect sense.
I think that makes way more sense,
If you, I'll get Bart to do it, or I can, well,
just to ask.
between Bart and me, we'll ask.
And then if we have to have a meeting in 2 weeks, we'll have a
Yeah.
meeting in 2 weeks.
But we,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Like, I think,
okay.
right?
But if you're not comfortable okaying that tonight, you wanna, we'll have to have a special meeting. I don't wanna wait till March for him to proceed.
No, I agree. I think it just holds our feet to the fire that we need to finish phase 4 too.
Yeah.
Right? And I think like, we
You'll
need to
only
make that a
finish-
thing.
So I
you'll
rescind my
only
motion.
finish- You'll only finish 4 if we get that grant.
Yeah, right,
I-
but
I
but
don't
to
know
have
if
an
I'd say
engineer
that.
is a good thing, it's
I
already
did
done.
Yeah, I did an analysis.
I don't know if I'd say that.
And I know it's only projecting. The money we have available, right now, will not finish phase 3.
Right.
There's money gonna have to come out of the general fund
Sure.
to do that. We don't have enough, with a millage and the combination we have to do it, by my projection. Of
But-
course, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
With the absolute most respect possible, there are other financing options and funding available, other than straight cash. And that is something that I think the finance committee needs to look into. I think that's like
Well,
grant writing.
yeah.
What was presented to us could be part of that. I think just saying no is not the answer.
Well,
Right. Like, I think there are alternative options available.
Yeah, because part of our,
So,
well,
part of the money spent could be our bond.
our
Right.
general fund balance, dropped by about $3,000, 300,000, I'm sorry, at the end of the fiscal year, so, last fiscal year.
and I understand that, Larry,
It was over $1 million, now it's about 755,000, so.
but I don't.
Unless
so-
we financed it and spend it over 40, 30 years.
Yeah, 30, 40 years. I, like, again, with all due respect, like, I don't think leaving a large sum of money in the bank solves the problem that is Boardman Road in front of the schools.
Well, everything's about.
And we can agree to
everything's-
disagree, but I
everything's
just
about
don't
cash
think that
flow,
that's.
As you know.
No, I understand, but I would say we table this.
All
Not
right,
even
we'll
something to
contact,
vote on.
Yeah, there's nothing to,
I'll have Bart contact, if that's what you want.
Just to find out.
I'll have Bart contact and request from the engineering firm, what, if the engineered, the whole.
like, what cost are we looking at?
City
Yeah,
limits,
yeah.
from M19 city limits.
Perfect.
And then, but then I don't want to wait till, I suggest, again, I'll suggest or recommend, okay, I don't make no big thing. But I don't think we should wait till March.
We can have a special meeting next week.
We'll have a
It
special
doesn't make a
meeting,
difference to
okay?
me. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, whenever we find out what those numbers are, I think we.
So you have to have a
set
certain amount of time.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm being facetious,
Okay.
obviously,
Sooner
right?
the
Like,
better.
Well,
I mean,
we
you could
could,
definitely
we
do
could
it.
meet tomorrow if you wanted to. I know we're not allowed to, but like, it doesn't make a difference. I just want to know all the information before we're making decisions. Yeah.
No,
I'm
you
just-
made a motion, but
I know,
nobody
I
supported
took my
it.
motion away, nobody supported it, it was a dead motion. I will make a motion, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do, but make a motion to basically table unfinished business number 3 until we have actually something to make a motion and vote on. This looks like a committee report. It doesn't look like a recommendation.
Are you talking
it's
about
just-
the one we just talked about?
that we just talked about. I don't know if we motion to table until Councilman Weaver can actually clear up what he wants us to vote on.
Whatever Bart and Larry are.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay,
Then we can meet in
so motion to table.
2 days. We'll meet in 2 days.
So I do,
Yeah.
Technical motion to postpone, but they're the same.
Jeez, Ken. Come on, man.
yeah.
Did you
Support.
I'll support.
Support.
No, I don't have kids. Don't associate my name with
All in
that.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on
This is the fun
to
one.
another DPW committee.
Yeah, this is gonna be
The
everyone's.
resolution
They did it.
for the water rates. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay.
I would make Ken.
The city
I would
council
make
has
Kennedy.
determined that the present rates charged for water and sewer service to be insufficient to meet the present expenditures and anticipated repairs to the water and sewer. And this, Title II, Chapter 24, Section 2.103, allows changes in the water rates by resolution. The city council, and it states that the sewer charge shall be 100% of the water charge. Okay, you understand. Now it shall be resolved effective January 1st, water and sewer consumption charges for the city of Memphis shall be $8.50 per 1,000 gallons. Currently, it's $7.50 per 1,000 gallons.
So I'll make the motion to approve the resolution as presented.
Support?
So one of the things I want to point out is I read an article last week or the week before, you might know a little bit about the Great Lakes increasing their water rates. So just so the public knows, this is not uncommon right now. There are a lot of counties, a lot of cities, a lot of municipalities seeing increases. The one I saw for the Great Lakes was about 8%, or the Great Lakes region was about 8%. If I remember correctly, it was like 6 or 7 counties or something like that that were impacted. So I just want people out in the public to know this is not a money grab. It is a recurring theme that cities are seeing and having to go through.
And it says it right in the first sentence here. The funds are insufficient to meet the present expenditures. That's the present expenditures.
Right.
Not to mention what's coming up. Anticipated repairs. We have an aging system, some things get fixed. And just so the public knows, everybody sitting here at this table is a taxpayer in town. And none of us are wealthy people or happy about spending more money either. It's just something that needs to be done if we want to have like water. If we want to have clean and reliable water for our communities.
Am I wrong by saying that the water is self-supporting?
Yes, it's
Yes.
supposed to,
It
so the
has to-
idea is for the account to be like a net zero, so we're not supposed to make money.
We're not supposed to make money, we can't profit off the water system.
So-
We can put money aside for anticipated repairs and emergencies, but it's not like we're sitting on millions of dollars of water bill money.
And we had a deficit of $40,000 in our,
Something.
right, last
We're
year?
at a deficit.
100,000.
100,000.
100,000.
So we're at a deficit, so we need, as much as I don't wanna pay more, we need to.
I don't think this year will be $100,000 deficit, but there was about 100,000, it was about 100,000, right Larry?
Yeah.
Last year it was about $100,000 deficit.
Including depreciation is about $150,000, but
Yeah, depreciation.
depreciation is a non-cash expense.
Yeah, I don't wanna
Subtract that out,
include
it's about $101,000.
Yeah, so.
But there was some
It's been
anomalies
motion.
there.
Okay, so there's no more
So let's
comments, then I'll take a roll call, please.
Did we motion on that?
I know, or he motioned, I support it.
Sofa,
Yes.
Weaver absent, Wayram absent, Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes. Under new business, we have choice one,
Uh,
our CD renewal.
Can I make a comment on that?
Sure can.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Donna was busy and she asked me if I take care of that. So I made contact with Choice One. And to renew it, we're going to talk to it was 3.75, but actually the renewal date is 3.71, and that was for 3 months. And I surveyed all the council members, the 7 of you, and you okayed it, but what you need to do tonight is make a formal approval. I do that formally, and when you do that, then I've got another
The
thing
second.
I should talk about.
So I'll make a motion to formally approve the CD renewal with Choice One Bank for 3.71% for 3 months, with the expiration being April 20th, it looks like. He said the actual rate is 3.7.
I'll support.
Any conversation? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion
Uh,
approved.
Madam Mayor, I have another comment I want to
Hold
make.
it.
Okay. If you got my memo on that, and it was on the options we're looking at, I did talk to Choice One on that, and also to our auditor. And what I would recommend that this go to the Finance Committee. There's no sense getting into all of it now. Go to the Finance Committee, and then Finance Committee, I recommend that they set up an appointment with Choice One, with him. And then there was another one, I think Donna had discussed, and that was the Michigan class. So we don't need to get into it. Let the Finance Committee look at it. Okay.
Yeah, so real quick, I've been a huge proponent of not spending money that is not insured. So when Larry talked to me about this, it makes me happy that there are options available for us. I learned a little bit about, like, they're called reciprocal deposits. And that is what I think the Finance Committee should take a look at. I'd like to send this to the Finance Committee formally.
If you're making a motion to send it to the Finance Committee and we need
I
to
am.
do that,
That is what
I
I'm doing.
support it.
Perfect.
Motion on the table, all good? All in favor?
Aye.
So we'll get that date when we get all worked out and let Donna know to let the public know.
I'm just wondering if there could be a chart made for the CDs when they're up for renewal. Like it's 4/20, maybe it'd be on the agenda for April.
April.
What?
Approve the renewal in April
In
rather,
April.
because I think we've done it in hindsight every
Yeah.
time, right?
It's always been in hindsight.
Because they always give it to us right before our meetings, it's always due right before.
But if
But
we already know
But you
the
know
date.
it's gonna be.
But I don't know the rate or nothing.
Well, the rate, I don't think the rate is, we could update it.
We
with
just need to know the
rate.
date.
Yeah.
Because
But on April's,
I think the idea is to,
Get ahead of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
stay on it.
Instead of doing it twice. Okay, we have the new City Hall open house. It's scheduled for February 16th on President's Day. Is
But
that
you
gonna
say we're
still
not
be
gonna be in it
good?
till
Do you wanna
March.
bump it?
We have a flag?
we are having, it is gonna be bossed down at Dickville at 10 o'clock if anybody wants to go.
And we have a new flag.
And flag. Do you think he'll be done with everything?
Yes.
Flag.
Super confident. I can talk to him tomorrow and see if he can give me a semi-guarantee.
It's mainly just the computers. Is the new door in?
He's been working on that.
Oh.
Do we, I know you said you were doing a blessing at 10 a.m. Do we have a time for the open house, just all day, just come on?
We were thinking about, 3 hours,
Yeah, a few hours.
like 10 till, 10
Like 1.
till 1, and you could come after if you don't want to be there for the blessing, whatever. He said the blessing will take about 20
Do you
minutes.
need anything for it?
I was just gonna put like coffee and cookies or something.
Okay, so it's on the schedule for February 16th, and I hope everybody comes to it.
From 10 to 1.
So,
Checks
like,
it
are
out,
we doing
10
anything? Do we need to vote?
to
Is there a
1.
budget? Are you doing
No.
food or anything? Is there anything like that that we
I'm
need
not
to worry
doing a
about?
bunch of food or nothing, no.
Okay.
I think cookies and coffee's fine.
Yeah.
I vote on it though.
You can handle that.
Is it in the 10,000 discretionary?
No, it's outside of it? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, Ken. No.
Just so you know, I
Or all the
know,
council members can make cookies.
I
There
know.
you go.
There you go.
I know we had the 110,000 extra 10 budget, but we did not foresee having to do a lot of the things that we took on out of that budget. We
Yeah.
had securities, we had the moving,
Well, DPW was supposed
Setting
to do
up
stuff
the-
too, and they got swamped
setting
with
up the
snow.
Comcast,
I think you guys have done a great job, looks beautiful in there.
and Tim's done some He's the driving person. Okay, the police
Wait,
department.
did we vote on that?
Did you vote?
No, we did not vote, but
Do we need to?
I was gonna say, I thought we agreed it was in the discretionary to vote.
well, just setting the date.
Oh, I gotcha. I don't think so.
He made a motion, right?
You did?
I did. Okay, I'll make a motion for February 16th to be the new City Hall open house.
10 to 1.
Support.
Simmer, or,
All
10
in
a.m.
favor?
to 1 p.m.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We have the police department invoice from Fred Grandy for
Looks like the all.
I'm the chair of the police committee, so this is from some repairs that they needed to do. They were having some electrical issues, had to have an alternator replaced. So I'd make a motion to pay the invoice from Fred Grandy's sales in the amount of $1,135.17.
It'll be less the tax. The tax will be taken out.
Tax. Okay. Minus $34.49.
195.68.
second.
1,095.
Second.
Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
You guys have a motion to adjourn? We just adjourned.
I have nothing to say, Ken?
I do. Has anybody noticed the massive crack right at the intersection in our brand-new asphalt? It runs all the way from the Becker Building over to Uniquely You, and it's starting to cross over to Mystic. So I don't know who's responsible for that, but it
Would that
hasn't
be-
even made it through a winter, and our
That's state of Michigan.
and
We'd
our
have-
asphalt. I have a picture of it. If you guys
That's
want to
on
see.
M19?
Yes, right at
So
the.
we'd maybe have Bart call
State of
MDOT, say
Michigan.
you gotta,
Yeah.
'cause that's their
That's
road.
probably what
too.
needs to be.
Yeah, because they told us when they were coming to do it, we didn't.
And probably the sooner the better that they know that it needs to go on a list for repair.
Oh, does it?
And I just wanted to make mention, I found out today that Tammy's the mayor's the one that cleared the snow at Millennium Park and in front of the new city offices. But I believe that the DPW has done a wonderful job this year in removing snow,
It's
keeping the streets clear, and some of the sidewalks that belong to the city that normally go uncleared. So I think they're doing a great job.
I'm good. I talk too much.
Yep, I have nothing more, motion to adjourn.
Then we got to the